Chicago, Bears fans, listen up. This is not your average rumor, not some throwaway off-season chatter. This is Bears News Fan Report, and I need every single one of you locked in right now. If you bleed navy and orange, if you've ever stood in the cold at Soldier Field just hoping this team would finally turn the corner, then smash that like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to tell you might just shake the foundation of Hollis Hall. There's something happening. Behind the curtain, quiet, subtle, but you can feel it. The tone from the top has changed. The front office isn't playing nice anymore. They're making moves with urgency. And now we're staring down a possibility that could flip the script for this franchise, and it all starts with a name most fans never thought they'd hear in this context. Because what if I told you the Bears might be on the verge of cutting ties with one of their most intriguing young playmakers? A guy they just drafted not long ago. A guy many pegged as the future of the backfield. Would you believe me? Roschon Johnson. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. The whispers are growing. People close to the situation are talking. And one respected Bears writer just dropped the kind of bombshell that makes you stop mid-scroll and ask, what in the world is going on in Chicago? According to the Sporting News, there's legitimate concern that Roschon could be on the chopping block. Not because of off-field issues, not because of some career-ending injury, but because in this new-look Bears offense, he might just not fit anymore. And the number floating around? $4 million. That's the potential cost to keep Roschon on the roster this season. Now, in a vacuum, that's not an astronomical figure, but context matters. This is a franchise gearing up for a run. A team that's actively recalibrating to win right now. Every dollar counts. Every roster spot is a chess piece. And suddenly, what once felt like a developmental luxury, a bruising high IQ back, waiting for his turn, now looks like a potential casualty of evolution. But here's the thing. This isn't just about numbers. This is about identity. Because if Ryan Poles is even considering this move, it tells us something massive. It tells us that the Bears aren't just trimming fat. They're reimagining the entire structure of the offense. Think about it. The addition of D'Andre Swift, the emergence of Khalil Herbert, and an offense that's clearly tilting toward explosiveness and versatility. Is there even room left for a north-south grinder like Roschon? Let's not forget, Roschon came into the league with all the right intangibles. Texas guy. Backed up Bijan Robinson without ever complaining. Tough, physical, smart, team first. Bears fans wanted him to be the next David Montgomery. But here's the reality. He never got the touches. Just 352 rushing yards last season. 1 touchdown. He flashed, sure, but not enough to command a must-have role. And in this league, especially when you're chasing playoff windows, potential isn't always enough. So what's the end game here? Why float this rumor now? Is it just media fodder? Or is it smoke from a fire brewing inside the building? Think. Bigger. What if this move isn't just about making room on the depth chart? What if it's about freeing up space for something else? A chain reaction. A strategic pivot. Because here's the juicy part. Cutting Roschon could clear both cap space and touches for a back who brings exactly what this offense needs. Or maybe, just maybe, it's not even about running backs at all. Think defense. Think statement. Think sack artists. Because while everyone's staring at Roschon, wondering why the Bears would consider dumping such a promising back, maybe the real story is what's lurking in the shadows of free agency. A name, a force, someone who doesn't just pressure the quarterback, he terrorizes them. Someone who fits the mold of the exact kind of player Matt Eberflus would kill to plug into this system. Someone like Trey Hendrickson, and just like that, everything clicks. The dots begin to connect. Hendrickson's situation in Cincinnati has gone from shaky to unstable. He wants out. The Bengals aren't ready to pay. And the Bears? The Bears have the money, the need, and the momentum. A front seven upgrade like that could vault this defense from promising to terrifying. He's the kind of high motor, win now pass rusher who doesn't just fill a hole. He flips the balance of power in the NFC North dot. So the question is, are the Bears clearing space for a bigger swing? Is Roschon Johnson the first domino in a much more aggressive, high-stakes offseason play? And if Trey Hendrickson really is in their sights, are we looking at the Bears' most ruthless roster decision in years? You feel that, don't you? The tension, the shift, something's coming, and you're going to want to be here. When it hits, asterisk, if you believe the Bears are finally waking up, hit that like, and let's finish what we started. Because this isn't just about Roschon Johnson, and it's not just about Trey Hendrickson. This is about what kind of team the Chicago Bears are ready to become. This is about finally standing at the fork in the road and having the guts to pick the path that leads to greatness. Not safety, not mediocrity, but dominance. Let's be real. If the Bears pull the trigger on this move, cutting ties with a promising young back to go, all in on an elite edge rusher, they're telling the league something loud and clear. They're saying, we're not in rebuild mode anymore. We're not here to wait and see. We're not dreaming of the playoffs someday. We're coming for blood now. Trey Hendrickson isn't just some name floating on the market. He's a war machine. 4 straight seasons of 8 or more sacks. Back-to-back double-digit sack seasons in 2021 and 2022. A Pro Bowler. A relentless edge presence who wrecks offensive lines and ruins quarterback Sundays. And for a team like Chicago, who ranked 31st in sacks in 2022 and still finished middle of the pack in 2023, plugging Hendrickson in next to Montez Sweat isn't just smart, it's violent. It's transformative. This could change the entire DNA of our defense. Think about it. Montez on one side, Hendrickson on the other, Gervin Dexter disrupting up the middle, and the secondary no longer forced to hold coverage for 6-7 seconds of play. This isn't a tweak. It's a total identity shift. Suddenly, this defense starts to look like the old Bears. Again, fast, furious, unforgiving. And how long has it been since we could say that without irony? Go back to 2018, that magical year when we felt invincible, when every Sunday was a celebration of hits, picks, and swagger. That was the last time we truly feared nobody. And since then, we've watched that fire fade, piece by piece, decision after decision, until the defense we once bragged about became something we made excuses for. But this move, it's not just about stopping the bleeding. It's about lighting the damn torch again. And look, let's be honest with ourselves. This won't be easy. Cutting Roschon will hurt. For a lot of us, he represented hope. A throwback runner with toughness and grit. But in a league that evolves, every year, sentimentality doesn't win rings. Production does. Impact does. And if that means saying goodbye to a good guy to welcome in a potential game wrecker, then that's the price of ambition. Think about how our rivals have moved. The Packers took a risk by letting Jordan Love play his way into the spotlight, and look how that turned out. The Lions went bold with Dan Campbell and turned grit into wins. Even the Vikings, for all their chaos, have been unafraid to flip the roster and take shots. Meanwhile, Chicago's too often hesitated, played it conservative, waited for everything to be just right. Not anymore. Not if this goes through Dot, and don't underestimate what this would do to the locker room. Bringing in a proven vet like Hendrickson sends a clear message. The front office believes. Not in 3 years. Not in 5. But in this squad right now. It fires guys up. It raises the standard. It turns practice reps into battles and Sundays into war. And for a young quarterback like Caleb Williams, it means he doesn't have to put the team on his back every week. The defense will carry its weight. And then some. Imagine it. The crowd roaring as Hendrickson and Sweat close in on Jared Goff. Fields drenched in pressure. Rodgers? Oh wait, he's gone. But whoever the Packers send out next won't be sleeping easy with these two monsters lining up. And when winter rolls in and the snow starts falling at Soldier Field, you know what matters most. Physicality, depth, fearlessness. And that's what this kind of move brings. But maybe the most important thing is what it would mean for us, the fans. Because we've waited. We've stayed loyal. We've worn the colors when it wasn't cool. And we've earned a team that stops playing to survive and starts playing to win. That moment where you look at the roster and say, we can beat anybody. This could be that moment. That turning point. So now the pressure's on. Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus, the whole Bears brain trust, they've laid the groundwork. They've made big swings before. DJ Moore, Montez Sweat, Caleb Williams. This isn't about rebuilding anymore. This is about completing the puzzle. Adding that final explosive piece that turns potential into reality. And if Hendrickson walks through that door, if Roschon becomes the cost of doing championship business, then buckle up, Chicago, because the monsters of the Midway, they're about to rise again.